we have on the table, because I did see something very troubling come across my desk this morning. DJ Akademiks sued for defamation. Basically, so the gist of it is basically like a couple months ago when Ak was having a bunch of turbulence going on with his ex / I don't know, maybe current girl. A conversation sparked where basically like a girl, some light-skinned chick, makes a video where she's basically like laying out this crazy story about Ak, claiming that his two friends drugged her, or at least got her super drunk, took advantage of her on a pool balcony type area, like the area next to the pool, and then she claims that
he did say something about the pool, bro. When I watched the video the other day, he didn't bring up the pool, but when he said it a couple months ago, when this situation happened, I remember him speaking on the pool. Comment down below if y'all remember.
She later on woke up on the couch with Ak raping her. And she also claims that she went to the hospital and got a rape kit done, and that they found his sperm inside of her.
Oh, yeah.
So
wow. But
like that all like
That's
a bunch
sick,
of that,
bro.
like she made those accusations, not like all the specifics, but she basically said all that a couple months ago. Didn't hear anything for a while, and then boom, today it turns out it's the same lawyer from the Lil Rob thing, which is obviously very of interest because Akademiks really like took aim at the Lil Rod guy, who was basically like Diddy's former producer. Wow. The same lawyer who's helping the Lil Rod producer guy file the lawsuit against Diddy has also linked up with the girl that wants to sue Akademiks, and they're suing him now for basically, you know, and then also the defamation because he talked about it on the podcast. I don't know, like, what happens from here, but holy, this is pretty serious that this girl, she decided to go all out.
Very
so
serious.
This is going to be a wild chapter. I don't know how much this changes for him because he's not exactly like super tapped in on like a corporate level, you know, like he does with labels and everything, but it's not like he's with Complex anymore. It's not like he has a Spotify deal anymore because like for me personally, when I first got canceled and had all this put out there about me, the first thing, and really the only like significant thing that happened besides random people talking, was just Atlantic. It all of a sudden became like a huge issue for them to be with me, you know? So they had to do this huge internal investigation, etc.
But you wasn't with that anyways. Like you were like low-key over it, right? Like,
I mean, I wasn't exactly like excited about it, but to be honest, like it was starting to get kind of good around the time that this happened because we had just put out the Take Cam Black Boy record. So all of a sudden I was kind of like not super stoked on it, but then that record comes out, that record's really making noise, and I'm starting to kind of get the taste of like, oh, okay. So they're gonna like basically like put together these records / help me put together these records, and then they're gonna put a shitload of marketing muscle behind them.
But then they wanted you to sign.
So I was kind of like starting to with the vibe of like, oh, what this might be like, but then yeah, obviously then that comes out and that kind of just like slows everything down massively. But yeah, I mean that was another problem, is that they wanted me to sign Skinny from the 9, and when I said I wanted to sign Draco the Ruler, they were like, no. So I mean that part sucked, is that I felt very constrained.
We know the truth, homie.
Mike Karen, we know the truth. I felt very constrained in like who I could sign at the time, which kind of sucked. But it's in terms of them putting together records, that side of things was actually starting to look kind of productive.
Imagine having the opportunity to sign Draco, and they're like, no. We want Skinny from the 9.
Yeah, but okay.
Just wrap your head around that.
Shout out Skinny. But this is the thing about it, though, is that they'll sign APGs, bro. They'll sign like any New York drill rapper.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start talking about an LA gangster rapper, I realized very quickly, like, oh, this is different to y'all. Yeah. Now, to some extent, I think that's kind of changed, but I mean, all those Bronx drill rappers are getting signed by big labels. Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of LA rappers that are like realistically pretty poppin' that are on some super gangster ass, but like probably don't have the same number of A&Rs.
Well, most of the labels
ain't doing numbers.
That's part of it, but also their labels. Their labels are out there. Like the labels of the industry is there. You know what I mean? Most labels don't even have headquarters or offices in Los Angeles. Yeah, we got Capitol. What else? But what other major label has an office out here?
If APG had signed Draco, realistically, what the fuck would have happened to
Probably would have been. Yeah.
Now they do have like artists like him using their studio, which is on site. And okay, that's a concern because you don't want people coming and spraying you up on Fairfax. But at the same time, I mean, like, okay.
LA is not safe.
Okay, but this is the thing too, is later on, that became a very understandable opinion of Draco. But at that time, Draco was not really like mega controversial like that. He hadn't even caught the case or anything yet at that point. We're talking like 2017. This is like super early on in the Draco saga.
This is like Big Bang Uchi's Draco.
Yeah, this is not Draco at war with some of the most dangerous gangs in LA. This is Draco like kind of just chilling.
Early.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at that point, Skinny's numbers were still going crazy, though.
Oh, no. Skinny looked like...
Yeah,
he was cracking.
Oh, yeah, he had a whole little thing on.
Draco came home from jail.
He had a picture with 6ix9ine, and realistically, that was all you needed at that time.
Yeah, Skinny
you
was
get a picture with 6ix9ine, you're signed.
Skinny was up.
Yeah.
Can't lie.
Yeah. But anyway, I say all that to...
Man, y'all remember 6ix9ine used to be up, bruh. Bruh, I remember people used to listen to 6ix9ine. That was crazy.
Say...
So you needed to get...
I mean, I'm just going to have to sit back and watch how this shit unfolds with Ak. Because I do know that for me in my career, when I got accused of that shit, it was a megaton bomb that all of a sudden made every single thing that I was trying to do in my career like exponentially more difficult.
Wow.
And to be fair, with me, they mostly just had 10-year-old accusations from like a way earlier part of my life. No charges, no lawsuit, nothing like that. So this isn't criminal charges, but it is a lawsuit. So I mean, I have to just kind of sit back and watch how it all unfolds. Do I actually think that Ak was like consciously like going to like some girl while she's sleeping on the couch? Probably not. Like I don't really. I've never seen anything in this character that makes me think that was how he would be.
You don't put nothing past. I learned this, bro, and this is really street smarts, bro. You don't put nothing past nobody. I don't care, bro. I don't care who it is. I don't care. Never put nothing past nobody. Like, oh, they wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. To a certain degree, but bro, you feel what I'm saying, though. You feel me? So we don't know academics. Come on, man.
Be moving, but at the same time, when you do see that video of the girl explaining the situation, I mean, hey, maybe she's totally lying, but it does kind of pull at your heartstrings a little bit because it sounds crazy.
Just like when, I think, was it Vlad that interviewed the girl that allegedly was by Tupac? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got that whole story like forever ago.
Yeah, we all that tugged on our heartstrings.
Hey, Vlad cancel. We canceling Vlad, man. We canceling Vlad. Shut up.
I don't know if that's true or not. You feel me? I don't believe it.
No, she never said that Pac raped her.
Pac.
She was talking about his friends.
Oh, I thought that she said that. Oh, he was like complicit in some degree.
I think she him willingly, and then the other dudes.
Right, like he lined up the train.
I believe that was the gist of it, but
he was a conductor.
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
But just imagine you leave the room and it's a train puts you in the room. Like she might have did that willingly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
woke up with her ass sore, like,
and then regretted it. But my question is this: so Ak got sued. That got sued for rape.
It got announced today that they're suing him.
So,
and
I think that they sue someone for rape. Isn't that
hey, I don't know.
Sexual abuse isn't rape a charge that the police file?
I think normally it would be a criminal charge, but I would guess that they probably tried to pursue that, and the cops didn't want to take up the case.
But now they might, huh?
I think that's probably already out the window if they're filing a lawsuit. I'm not really sure, but I guess like from a fan perspective, the thing that to me would be interesting is I know that as soon as I had that shit put on my name, it kind of changes how you get to talk publicly or how you get to, you know, make content, because as soon as you come with some super judgmental shit, like I remember when Vic Mensa was talking shit about X at some like award show or whatever, like right after he died, and X's mom was in the audience, and yeah, it was a whole thing. And like DJ Scheme was going crazy on Vic Mensa. Ski Mask was talking about him. I hopped in it, and Vic Mensa doesn't respond to them. He responds to me and just quote tweets what I said with a picture of an article about me being accused of some shit. And that's like, boom, like clincher, like everybody liking that shit, like, oh, he got him or whatever. And so it kind of becomes like that, like in your career, where if people have that super easy dunk to just unleash on you, it becomes kind of hard for you to be the guy out there acting as if you are morally.
But I ain't gonna lie, Akademiks got a lot of enemies, and people want to see Akademiks down. You feel me? Just like Drake. It's different because Drake is at the top, and people want to see him down because he's been at the top for so long. But Akademiks, he talks about everybody. He's in everybody's business. He goes off on people. You feel me? Like, he just really don't, like, if you're not a fan of him, you're not going to like him. Simple. But, yeah, so that's not helping anyway, like, at all.
Be pure, and you're able to cast judgment on everybody. So I don't know if that kind of, like, takes his content or the or like the narratives that he's comfortable putting out there and kind of, like, neuters that to a certain extent. From a fan perspective, that's the most interesting thing to me about Act's content.
That would literally be that's literally decimating the entire premise of what he does,
because so much of his content is kind of like him
unfiltered,
providing moral guidance to people in certain situations. He's going to take a storyline and he's going to say, Blueface, this is why you're up. This is why your relationship that you're in right now, you should be doing things a different way. All of a sudden, when you start casting judgment like that and you have this kind of article out there about you, it kind of like changes up how people perceive that shit.
Might not be, is he going to still be able to beef with the Freddie Gibbs of the world and the Meek Mills of the world to the same degree that he has been?
And you already like see that. You already like see people trying to use that shit against
we
him.
We can't believe
the exactly. You can't just like automatically.
Nah, chill. Yes, we can. What the heck? Yes, we can, bro. You could say 50-50, but just not flat out not believing her. Nah, y'all tripping, bro.
Hey, I agree with you, but there's a gigantic percentage of the world that will take her words and say, why would she have any reason to lie?
I don't believe
you're a piece of shit. We have all these different quotes of things that you said over the years. This all proves that you're a piece of shit, and then this one accusation.
He talking about she got to prove. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Baby, you tripping, bro. You tripping.
Accusation corroborates it. Boom. You're done. That's how they'll try to play it, because he has been kind of like collecting enemies over the years in terms of like people he doesn't get along with in the industry and shit.
They essentially like with you, which I assume they will do with him, use your humor against you.
Oh yes,
and just pass statements that were said completely in jest, and then all of a sudden like it creates this perfect storm for substantiating their false claims.
But to be fair, like, the difference between me and Ak in this situation is that when I got canceled, it was super early in my career, and I had only had positive press up till that point. Like, I had Rolling Stone writing articles about how I was hip hop's next great tastemaker and shit like that. Whereas on the other hand, Akademiks has already had so much negative publicity from the mainstream media and shit. Like, and like everything content wise that he's already put out has already been basically like combed through by people who hate him to try to create narratives against him, including like, there's like an old clip of him talking about, I think, Travis and Kylie or some shit, or not probably Tyga and Kylie or some shit.
Probably.
And he says something that if you take it out of context is basically makes it sound like he's like okaying that, which I believe, like, when you listen to it in full context, he's not saying that that's cool. But like, I seen that has popped up so many times on Twitter, and the other day I seen it with like 50,000 likes. So like, that's the difference between my situation back in 2017 and Akademiks' situation right now, is that he already has the vibe of being kind of Teflon because he's been through the fire so many times with lesser accusations and lesser call outs, you know?
Right. But that R word.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh, that's a doozy right there.
Put that jacket
that's
on
a doozy.
That's a jacket.
And like the inverse, like like I don't believe it, but also I don't want to like quote unquote victim blame either.
Right.
So it's like it's a very murky waters that we're traversing right there with that. But hopefully that's just not true.
I mean, I think he showed all the proof back then. Because everything that happened, and I kind of sided with Ak. And me and Ak, we see eye to eye very rarely.
Right.
But I'm not, in this case, I'm never going to down you first, like, because this is a serious case.
But there was a night where Akademiks was like, I think, involved in some drama with the Shea Glizzy girl, and then he like rushes to his studio and gets on stream even though he's been drinking, and he basically like outlined the entire story with this girl that filed the lawsuit. Like, he told the whole,
like a preemptive strike type, like,
at that time. It was like a few months in advance, but he told this whole story. I'm assuming that that's probably part of this lawsuit, that they're probably saying that that's defamation right there. But to his credit, like, he already like saw this coming and like put out his own
camera
narrative.
And shit too, though. The whatever happened on the pool deck is on camera.
Yeah, they got some kind of footage. I'm not sure exactly what.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I remember little spurts of whatever happened.
Akademiks, don't be trying to delete the footage. Don't be trying to delete it. You didn't say you got cameras all around your house. You didn't say that. You feel me? You didn't say that. So if she lying, if she lying, I would have been put that footage out like ASAP. What the heck? Right? Comment down below. Would y'all would have did that?
And then like Ak was the one drunk. and she wandered off with the friends, and allegedly they did whatever they did and trained her.
Right.
And she came back and got into bed with Ak, and Ak started waking up, and he just
smashed.
She said it was the couch, but
Did he tap her on the shoulder at least first?
I just said he was passed out.
But I mean that is. I mean, okay. How many times in your life have you seen a girl come through the crib and get drunk and end up in a bunch of people? And
that's what I'm like.
You know,
not unheard of.
Like, yeah, we could focus in on the specifics of these accusations, or you could also acknowledge that this is something that we've all seen a million times in our lives. It's just that she had the incentive to go get a lawyer because he's rich.
Right. Well, and this right here is the exact reason why.
I don't know. Me personally, I don't think she lying. I really don't. I feel like I need to release that footage, man, or definitely, use it against her if she is, bro. Videos can't lie. You know what I'm saying? I understand some females out there are terrible, females, and they will lie. But something just about the whole situation, like you invited her, and two of your so-called, it's the fact that he say his man, he still called them his mans, even though they ran and he claimed, quote unquote, like they ran a train on her, like, you feel me? And he still say my mans ran a train on her, you feel me? But that's the girl you invited, you feel me? And why would you invite her just to go to sleep? That don't even make sense. He talking about he was asleep for 7 hours. Why would you invite her? You feel me? That's like a setup. Why would you invite her? You feel me? That's like some setup, right? Why would you invite her and go to sleep and then let them do whatever? You feel me? And that don't even make sense, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that don't even make sense. And that look bad as hell. That sound bad as hell. It's your boy Kevo, man. Y'all comment down below how y'all feel about the situation. I don't know, man. Act if you guilty, just like Drake, just like Diddy. You know what I mean? Just like R. Kelly, just like Bill Cosby. If you guilty, you gotta go down. I don't care if I've been listening to your music since a kid. I don't care, bro. I really don't. And I probably still listen to your music. But you gotta go down. Simple. You know what I mean? It's your boy Kevo, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm posting daily. I'm consistent. I'm posting daily. I'm on the grind right now. So if you subscribe, I appreciate you. And if you like the video, I appreciate you.